Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hi, my name is Kelly and I would really appreciate it if you subscribe down below to become part of the family. For today's video, I'm going to be doing my May reading wrap up and also showing you guys my June hopefuls. And I hope to get to all of these, but I'm also wanting to read more summery books, so we'll see how that goes. That's why I'm calling it hopefuls instead of my June TBR. I don't know how well I'm gonna stick to these books, but I'm gonna try. But first we're gonna talk about the books that I read this month. I read 8 books. I read 6 physical and I read 2 books on my Kindle. So the first book that I read in May was Throttled by Lauren Asher. This is the first book in the Dirty Air series. I gave this book 3.5 stars. I didn't really like this book, to be honest. The female character bugged me so much. So that's majority of the reason why I didn't really like this book. This book is F1 racing and she is a photographer slash videographer. But some of the things that she did I don't know. It's hard to explain why I didn't like her, but she just bugged me for most of the book. I did like the male character though. But yeah, it is about Maya and Noah is an F1 racer, and Maya's brother hates Noah, so it's, I guess, dislike to lovers, something like that. It's hard to explain the tropes of this book. But I liked the storyline of the book. I just didn't really like the female character, like I said, so that's majority of the reason why I only rated it 3.5 stars. Next, I read a banger. I read Happy Place by Emily Henry. I cannot stop thinking about this book. I gave it 4.5 stars, but I might have to bump it up to 5 stars because this book has been on my mind ever since I finished it, and I finished it on the 8th of May. So it's almost been a month now and I'm still thinking about this book. But basically this book follows Win and Harriet, and they are engaged, but something ends up happening and they end up breaking off their engagement, but they're all in a group of friends together, and every summer they go away on a vacation together. And this is the last one because they're selling the cottage that they're staying at, so they have to go there and pretend that they're still engaged to not ruin the vacation. And a lot of stuff unfolds. The main reason, I obviously loved Win and Harriet a lot, and this book made me sob. I'm gonna put a picture on the screen. I loved the couple in this book, but it was so much more than a romance to me. It was about friendships and how the meaning of sometimes friends outgrow each other, or also that they move on their own. You don't need to be moving at the same pace as your friend. I don't know, just the meaning of friendships and relationships in this book was done so well, and the writing was perfect. So I feel like I need to bump this up to 5 stars because I can't stop thinking about it. I tabbed the hell out of this book. I have so many quotes and stuff annotated in here. I loved it. Beach Read is still my favorite by Emily Henry, but this is a close second in my opinion. I haven't read People Meet on Vacation yet, so keep that in your brain. All right. Next, I read Fuel the Fire, which is the 8th book in the Addicted Calloway Sisters series. This book wasn't my favorite. I still really loved it. I don't think I can ever give one of these books a low rating. I gave it 4 stars. I love Rose and Connor. Just some things I feel were just brushed over very lightly in this book, and I feel this book could have been, I know it's a pretty chunky book, but I feel it could have been a little bit longer and some things could have been discussed more. I don't know. I still really did enjoy the storyline, and I hate Scott. That's all I have to say. So yeah, 4 stars for Fuel the Fire. Then I read, okay, so this is well, I guess if I'm giving Happy Place 5 stars, this book is also a 5 star. Can you guess what it is before I put it, before I show you guys? This has been everywhere, on Book Talk, on Bookstagram, on BookTube. This book is the fantasy book of the moment. Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. I loved this book. I loved this book. I loved this book. You can have your opinions. If you didn't like this book, that's great, but this book is perfect in my eyes. I wouldn't change a thing about this book, to be honest. I don't think I would. I just had the time of my life reading this book, and now I just want to read like fantasy. This book was so good. So this book follows Violet, and she goes to this war college, but her whole life she has been training to become a scribe. So there's scribes, there's healers, and there's dragon riders. And she's wanted to follow in her father's footsteps. He was also a scribe. So that's what she's been wanting to do her whole life. And then when it comes time to like pick where you want to go, her mother tells her, nope, you're not becoming a scribe. You're gonna do what I did and what your siblings did and become a dragon rider. And her mother is like the leader. So she basically was forced of having to become a dragon rider, and you just go through all these trials and it goes from there. And I also feel like this book is so fast paced. Like I feel like when you're halfway through the book, there's so much happening and you're like, shouldn't that be the end? Like I feel like this book was like 2 books combined into one. Like it just so much happened, and the end destroyed me. And I cannot wait until November to get the second book. I think this book is going to be like a 6-book series. Also, can we take a minute? Look how beautiful. I can't wait to display this on my bookshelves. But yeah, I really enjoyed this book. I loved the romance. I love Xaden so much. He is everything to me. And I just loved the female character. Like, she might be one of my top favorite, like, female characters ever. She was such a badass, and she didn't take shit from anybody. Please go read this book. I know it's really hard to find right now because they only were selling, like, these, and now these are, like, you can't find them anywhere. So I think, like, on Amazon, all the shipping is posted back into like July, which is like crazy. Like Book Talk is really hyping this book up, and I think it is worth all the hype. I hate the word overhyped because it's not overhyped. A lot of people just like it, and like if you don't like books that are overhyped, that's fine. No, overhyped, I hate that word and I just used it. If you like books that are being really hyped up, if you didn't like them, that's fine. Everyone has different tastes, but I don't think that it's overhyped. I just think it's really liked. Did that make sense? I don't know. Then I read Sometimes I Lie by Alice Feeney, and I think I gave this book 3 stars. Yeah, I gave this book 3 stars. I did enjoy it. I predicted the ending of this book. I wasn't shocked at all. But I had a good time reading it. And it's a very, like, quick read. But yeah, it was good. It's about this girl named, I forget her name. Oh, Amber. And she is in the hospital. She can't move. She can't speak. And you basically, like, find out, like, what happened to her throughout the book. It goes from, like, past to present time. And I think I guessed everything, or there was maybe one other thing at the very end that I didn't guess, but I pretty much guessed everything. And yeah, I gave it 3 stars because I had a good time reading it. And then I read one True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I really wish I had the other cover because I think the other cover is so cute. This one, let me show you. Can you see that? I don't know, I think the other cover is so cute. If I can find it anywhere, I'm going to buy it because I like this cover, but I like the other one better and I kind of want it. Anyways, so this book follows Emma, and she... Oh my god, it took me a second. Does your mind ever go blank? Like when you're I'm like thinking about what the book's about. It's gonna thunderstorm right now. Okay, I don't know if I'm gonna have to take a break because that thunder was really loud and I think it's about to storm. So if it does, I'll have to come back. Anyways, I read One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and this book broke me. Like, utterly broke me. So basically, this is about Emma, and she marries the love of her life. His name is Jess, and he ends up getting into a plane accident, and he is pronounced dead. And she ends up getting with a different guy. His name is Sam, if I remember correctly. And they get engaged and everything, and then one night she gets a call from Jesse. His name is Jesse. I don't know if I called him that before. Anyways, I'm bad with the names, even names in books. I'm like, what was her name? What was his name? But she gets a call from Jesse, and he is still alive. So this book just follows Emma, and she is just trying to decide if she wants to get back with her first love or stay with her recent love. And this book is just tragic. Like, it just makes you think, like, what if you were in, like, her position? Like, what if you had to make this choice? I think this is actually one of the hardest decisions that anyone should ever have to make in their life. And the ending broke me. Like, I knew that I wasn't going to be satisfied with either guy. Like, if she picked one guy, I would be like, what about the other? Like, I knew that was going to happen regardless of who she chose. I'm not going to spoil who she ends up with, but I did actually like both of the guys. Like, I actually, like, really, really loved them. Only thing is, Sam annoyed me a little bit. If you read it, you'll know why. He kind of annoyed me just a little bit. I fell for him, like, because, like, they all, like, went through a lot, like, with this and stuff, especially Emma. But he irked me just a little. I gave this book 4.75. It was so close to being a 5-star. I just got a little bit bored in the beginning, I think. So I gave it 4.75. So close to being a 5-star though. I have a quote that I want to share if I can find it. This quote, if you don't want to know anything like about the book, like any quotes or anything, you can skip. But when I tell you this quote made me like utterly sob my eyes out, I couldn't see straight. I'm going to post a picture of me crying because I love to show you guys. Okay. There's 2 quotes here that I want to share. So the first one is, don't ever let anyone tell you the most romantic part of love is the beginning. The most romantic part is when you know it has to end. Like, are you getting me? And then this one is the one that especially broke me. It says, falling out of love with someone you still like feels exactly like lying in a warm bed and hearing the alarm clock. No matter how good you feel right now, you know it's time to go. And just reading this quote makes me want to, like, sob again. Oh my goodness. Loved that book. And I'm still thinking about it. Alright, so now we're going to go into my 2 Kindle reads. I was in like a little like thriller moment, and so I read The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. I gave this book 4 stars. I really, really loved it. So basically you are following, let's see, I'm forgetting her name. So this book follows Millie, and she's having a lot of trouble finding a job, and she finds this job being a housemaid, and the family that she is, and she's staying with them, like, in their house. And you just find out some things, and the family is basically crazy. So you just go, like, you know, throughout, like, the housemaid business with her and, like, see what's going on in the house. And I guessed a couple of the things that happened in this book, but there was one thing that got me. Like, one thing I was like, what the? That shocked me. But I still really enjoyed it. I read this so quickly. I think I read this in like 1 or 2 sittings. I was obsessed with it. And then the last book that I read in May was The Housemaid's Secret, which also follows Millie, and she housemaids for another couple, and you just see some stuff unfold. And I think I liked The Housemaid's Secret a little bit better because everything that happened in this book I did not guess. I did not guess any single thing that happened in this book, and it got me so good. Like, I was thinking, I was like, I'm gonna get this. Like, I know what it is, and complete 180. It was nothing what I guessed. And I was just in bed, like shocked. I gave this book, so I gave The Housemaid, the first one, The Housemaid, I gave that book 4 stars. I don't know if I said that. And I gave The Housemaid's Secret 4.5 stars. Because it got a little bit boring, like halfway in. But besides that, I thoroughly really enjoyed it. So yeah, those are all the books that I read in May. Now we're going to talk about my June hopefuls. So the book I'm currently reading right now is Kingdom of the Wicked. I'm only like 4 chapters in. and I'm still not too sure what this book is about. It's about witches. I'm reading the back. I'm not that far in, so Thunder, can you relax? Thank you. I'm not that far in, but I'm really excited. I've heard good things about this, and I've had this in the second book on my shelf for a long time, so I was like, you know what, I should probably get around to reading it. Then on my TBR, I also have Hooked by Emily McIntyre. This is a Peter Pan retelling, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. This is a dark romance book, and I've heard so many good things about this series. I have the first 2 books. I have this one and Scarred. So I'm really excited to read this. I've heard amazing things, and I want to be in my dark romance era also this month. Then I have Tell Me Lies by Carola Lovering. I think that's how you say her name. This is a Netflix, or no, a Hulu series, or becoming a Hulu series. I'm not sure if it's out yet. But I've heard mixed reviews about this book. I've heard that this book is very, like, toxic. Like, the romance in here is, like, toxic. But I'm excited. And I've also had this book for a while. The next book on my TBR I'm definitely going to be getting to this month, but I'm extremely sad about it. And I want to read it, but, like, I don't want to read it. Long Way Down. This is the 9th book in the Addicted Calloway Sisters series. So after this book, I only have Some Kind of Perfect, which is the huge, like, 800-page novella, or, like, epilogue. I don't know why I call epilogues novellas. I get them confused. So yeah, after this book, this is Reich and Daisy's last book. So after this one, we have the big epilogue book. And then I have to read Bad Reputation. But then it's over. And I don't know how I'm gonna survive. I don't know how. I've heard this book is extremely sad, and I don't know if I'm ready for it. Daisy's been through a lot already, so I'm like, can we give this girl a break? Like, can we give her a break, please? I also love Rake. Alright, so next I have Ghosted by J.M. Darhauer. This is a second chance romance. I'm pretty sure there's a kid in this book also. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure he's, like, famous, so it's like the one of us is famous trope. I'm very excited to read this book. I've heard good things. Sarah Crowley said that she really loved this book, so I think I'm gonna love it as well, because we have pretty similar, like, book tastes, I feel like. Next, this is my moment to shine, guys, and I know you're probably thinking, like, this, Kelly, we're going into summer, like, why are you starting, like, a fantasy series right now? But it has been sitting on my shelf for a long time now, and I want to start. I want to start so badly. Throne of Glass. I'm going to be starting the Throne of Glass series this month. I think I'm going to be starting with Assassin's Blade, though, because Destiny Sidwell recommended that she wished that she would have started with the Assassin's Blade first. I just picked up Throne of Glass to show you guys. I'm so excited to read this book. I read ACOTAR. I finished ACOTAR in January. I read A Court of Silver Flames. And I have a little, like, hole in my heart where Sarah J. Maas used to be. Oh my goodness, I can't speak today. I'm so sorry. But I'm pretty sure this is about an assassin, and I've heard just such great things about the series. Like, I've heard people say Throne of Glass is better than ACOTAR. So I need to read it, like, now. So who knows? Maybe I'll just skip all these books and I'll just binge Throne of Glass, depending. And then I also have, this is a big TBR. I'm very ambitious right now, and who knows if I'm going to read any of these or just read, like, summer books. And I'm also, like, really into reading on my Kindle right now. So this month could go, like, so many different ways. So next we have The Serpent and the Wings of Night. I've heard such incredible things about this book. This book has been, like, very much on, like, Book Talk as well with Fourth Wing. So I'm really excited to read it. And there's vampires in it. Count me in. Count me in. I'm putting these books just everywhere now. There's just chaos. And then I have this book is also on my TBR, but I know I'm probably not going to get to it. So I'm just showing it to just show it. I really do want to read this, but there's 5 books in one, and I feel like this is going to take me forever to read. So we'll see. I'm probably not going to get to it, but we never know. That is the Mindfuck series by S.T. Abbey. So this is a dark romance, and this, from what I've heard, Can the thunder like relax for like a couple minutes? I'm almost done. So this is dark romance, and I've heard this is about a girl named Lana, and she is a serial killer, and the main like love interest, his name is Logan. He is her like he's unraveling the case of these murders that are happening. So yeah, and he has no idea like that he's chasing her. So yeah, I'm really excited to read it. It's so long, like it's like about 700 pages, but there's 5 books in one. So maybe if I'm feeling like in the mood for like a series to read, like all in a month, I'll read this. If not, my dream is to read this in like September, like when it's like the leaves are falling and it's cool outside. I don't know. That's what this book like vibes give me, because I guess because maybe the apples. I don't know. But we'll see. I just have this on here because I picked out of my TBR jar, and this was the last book that I picked. So I'm like, we'll see. But yeah, those are all the books that are on my June TBR and all the books that I read in May. My family's very loud right now. The thunder is a paid actor in this video. Anyways, I really hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please give it a huge thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. Subscribe if you are not already. And I love you all so much. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.